Hi everyone, it's me, Kyle from Multiverse. Obviously, you know that because you're listening or watching this podcast. But anyway, here's another disclaimer. So this is the part 2 of our rock discussion. And once again, this was recorded a couple of weeks or months ago. Can't remember at this point. That's a little look behind the curtains. Yeah, we sometimes pre-record stuff, just in case. So this is another point where that's happened. So this episode was originally recorded after the last one. And then this episode was like 2 hours, 20 minutes long. So I decided, hey, that's too long. So I have split into 2. So this is like middle period rock where he transitions to the rock and all that stuff. So hope you'll enjoy. And now back on to the podcast. Ooh. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who slaps Jabber. No, wait. Yeah, the pie eating, jabroni slaying, most electrifying man in sports entertainment? Question mark. Kyle Charles and.
Oh, actually, you forgot the eyebrow raising and the trailblazing bit. But I'm the Scorpion King with the tiny dingaling. CY Chung.
Wait, was that a thing?
Oh, we'll get to it.
Okay, that's super weird. Yes.
No, but in context. Okay, when we get to it, when I explain to you in the context,
yeah,
it'll make sense.
Okay. So yeah, and we are back for part 2 of our discussion on the great one, Rocky Maivia, better known as The Rock. Also, actually better known now as Dwayne Johnson. But yeah, The Rock. Woo!
So let me backtrack a second before we get into the Rock's world title part of his career, which is where we're at. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you recall. I think it might have been Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble 98. I think Rock was still in Continental Champion at this time. Oh, you may correct me and say it's later on, right? And in that case, I've skipped forward a little bit. But yeah. There was the interview he had about becoming president with this lady, Jennifer Flowers. And he was talking about, because of the Bill Clinton scandal, and then Rock was talking about, the interns at the White House need to know their moral obligations. I was like, right, okay.
That's not going to age well. But yeah. Oh, jeez.
Oh, and he threw some other one in as well. I can't remember exactly what it was, but at the same time, he was like, yeah, Rock, you're gonna be The Rock, so he's allowed to say these things. I say,
Yeah.
The Rock has said some wacky things over the years, right?
Yes.
But he gets away with it because of sheer charisma. Other people can't.
Yeah.
We'll get to at other points, right? But I will just do one now as a comparison.
You go.
When Jinder Mahal was racist to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah. And
then you had the promo where John Cena was talking about he was a man of the people, whatever. And then he was saying, I can speak Mandarin. And I was like, I don't think John Cena's Mandarin is that great. But that's neither here nor there, because The Rock comes out to do his promo. And he does some chop-socky, sounding nonsense, right?
Yeah.
It's that The Rock can speak Chinese too, and then, he goes racist. But he does it, it's over-the-top racist. So I'm like, actually, you know what, Rock?
But
that's funny.
Make it worse.
Well, the thing is, right? He does it. Yes, I get it, some people can be offended by it, but he does it with such delivery and over the topness, happiness, and charisma that you allow it for the sake of being entertaining.
Yeah.
Because The Rock blazes everybody anyway, so it's like it's not as if he's just singling out a particular race at this point, right?
Yeah.
He was singling out when he was making fun of Vicky Guerrero, and he's making fun of fat people and stuff like that, and it's just like, well, you know what? Yeah. I mean, But then he's out to offend everyone when he does this stuff when he's heel. So actually, he was face at that point.
You know what makes this all funnier as well? Like in general wrestling, faces, most faces when you think about it, are bullies, but yet they get the praise and accolation from the fans. Like, haha, this guy, he's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, no,
I think as well.
Scarring someone.
That's why partially I appreciate The Rock's career now.
Yeah.
Back then, I was like, yeah, but here's the thing, right? When you have a match with The Rock and he'll blaze you on a microphone, you don't look any good coming out of the feud, even if you win it.
No, that's the problem. Yeah, you just like.
So, I mean, like you're not gonna win a microphone battle with The Rock because you're gonna at the end of the situation, you're gonna stand there and just take his drilling.
Well, one person's beat him on the microphone, but
Oh well, you're gonna say John Cena?
Yep.
Well, I think he did that sequence where he just kept on interrupting The Rock when The Rock was trying to speak. I wouldn't necessarily beat him as well, but I'm not obviously saying The Rock won it. I'm just saying
he gave The Rock cry face. So me, and he legit got pissed off. So to me, that's
well, the thing with Cena though, he does it to people as well. Like he Cena does this thing where if people blaze him on the mic or whatever, he'll get the last word because he's the face at this point. But when they're dressing him down, saying whatever true things they're saying, he'll just smirk, as though none of it matters, and just like, wow, you're really sending the feud to me, Cena, by not setting it.
He does that because he knows what he's gonna say next is gonna not bury that person, but hit them.
Yeah, I find it as well. Like with The Rock, with people up at tier like that, they can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
That the lower card people wouldn't be allowed to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, sometimes you need, if you put more effort trying to get the other person over, it'd be better for both of you maybe. But I guess that depends on who you're feeling with at the time. Because The Rock was feeling Billy Gunn at one point, and we know Billy Gunn is not going to get over.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. Anyways. Rock now, Deadly Games, Survivor Series 98. That's what Rock
Yep.
Where Rock, he did he just turn like a couple of weeks ago?
I think literally a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, where Vince McMahon turned. Well, no, The Rock was going to be one of the number one contenders for the WWE title.
Yeah,
or something like that. And but Vince didn't want Mankind, Ken Shamrock, and The Rock to interfere in the matches. So I believe because the Undertaker and Kane were feuding with Austin, and then Austin, did he stun both of them? No, he was special. They weren't allowed to pin each other, so they double check slam Austin and pinned him.
Yeah,
okay.
At SummerSlam, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, which made no sense, made perfect sense, continuing the stipulations of the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then they had to have Undertaker and Kane had a 1-on-1 match at Breakdown with Austin as a special guest referee. Somehow he wrangled his way in there, right?
Yeah.
And then he ended up stunning both of them or something like that, and then inconclusive as to the winner. So then they did the Deadly Games tournament.
Yeah. That is correct, sir.
Yeah, and which is weird because I remember watching this and going, Undertaker took 3 tombstones to pin Kane at WrestleMania, and after the third tombstone, Kane got up and tombstoned the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Whereas here, he's beating Kane quite easily, actually. Well, Kane's power levels just dropped drastically.
Yeah, I tried to humanize him way too much. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, the actual Deadly Game tournament itself. You said you is the best 1-9 tournament that you've seen?
No, well, I'd say it's one of them, but it's highly regarded as one of the best.
Yeah. Now, I would say, as far as match quality, maybe not one of the best tournaments.
No,
of
the Attitude Era. No, there's no great matches in the Attitude Era. If
but as a story from beginning to end on a pay-per-view, actually done really well.
Yeah.
Like you could just walk into the beginning of this pay-per-view with all the packaging and everything like that, and get everything that's going on within it, and the turn as well at the end. Even though I would say they kind of stuffed a lot.
Yeah, they stuffed a lot into that one sort of night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because they had a lot of matches which went really, really quickly.
Yeah, because it isn't like the Rock's match against Bossman's like 5 seconds on it, isn't it?
Well, okay, not even, right?
Yeah, because he literally
Rock
walks in the
gets-
ring and then just small package and then
Yeah, exactly. Rock being a face because the corporation dislikes the Rock, so they're all trying to gang up and beat up the Rock.
or do they? But yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Question mark. Rock had a match with Ken Shamrock, and I should say the most noble thing about this match is when Bossman runs in to throw the nightstick for Ken Shamrock to catch, because Ken Shamrock was with the. Seems like he was on the edge of being the corporation. Well, the corporation did not want the Rock to win. That's the definite. Yep.
Yeah.
Rock somehow jumps from the side of the ring. Well, not like wherever he was. Right, the nightstick is going towards Ken Shamrock, who's a couple of meters away from Bossman. And Rock jumps out of nowhere and basically catches it. And it's like, wow, because that could have went wrong. In so many different ways.
Yeah.
Like Rock could have fumbled the catch, he could have missed it, and Ken Shamrock would have caught it. I'm sure they would have come up with ways like just Rock to wrangle it off Ken Shamrock or pick it off the floor if they were like going for a scramble and still hit Ken Shamrock and get the win. But the fact that he just jumped out and catch it from the sky, from the air, and then the fact they didn't fumble it and caught it live made it like a more of a special moment.
Yeah, the margin of error was so high. So wow.
Yeah. But then again, he's the Rock.
Yeah, he is the great one.
Exactly. And then and then Mankind defeated Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin, with a double arm DDT on a chair or something like that.
I think so.
Even though it had Shane, I think Shane was referee here, and he also, I think Mankind got stunned, and they didn't count it for Stone Cold.
Yeah.
So technically, you won without winning, and then Mankind won. But I was like, okay, I suppose it's the most logical way to do the win.
Yeah.
Because you've got to protect Steve Austin, but you don't want. What's happened? Well, you don't want the two faces like the Brock was face at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to against them. You don't want two of the biggest faces facing off in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would say at this point, they know what they're doing with the Rock, and they know how his fans are wanting to cheer him. So they want to keep him away from Austin at the moment to build to that big money match.
Yeah.
And so Rock and Mankind at the finale.
Yeah.
And The Rock does the Rock does the Rock's version of the sharpshooter on Mankind.
The greatest sharpshooter in no one's opinion.
Yeah. And they ring the bell, and Rock wins the title.
Yep.
Because the Mr. McMahon character is calling back to last year where he screwed Bret Hart.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's Survivor Series. I see it.
Why
You're
not?
doing a callback a year later. You know that.
Yeah, but it made sense.
It made sense. But like, okay.
And then the Mankind's like, what? What's going on? And then it's like, well, we pity that guy, but then they hit with the title and beat him up, and you're like, oh man, you know.
I was like, ooh, that's...
Yeah. So the evil corporation, and then The Rock cuts a promo the next day saying, look, all you people, the people who booed me all my years when I was rocking my IV, you still think that I let go of that? No.
Nope. I never forget. Yeah,
exactly. I'm not the heel. You guys are.
Yeah. We're like, oh.
Well, he didn't say that, but that's that's the way it comes across.
Said.
Like,
Yeah.
He's not sour, right?
No.
He's bitter.
Yeah. And he made all you chumps believe.
Yeah, exactly. He do anything to get his revenge on everyone that booed him. I was like, wow, we did this to ourselves.
Yep.
We the people. The Rock's playing like 4D chess with us.
Yeah, because he's that back then he was that guy. He was thinking 7 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Rather than now.
Now, as far as I would say Rock's push at this point, from when he had a decently lengthy Intercontinental title reign. I wouldn't say he hardly won most of his matches clean, right? Sometimes he didn't even win the matches, and still kept the title.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I could see why he was getting the main event push, yeah.
Yeah.
But trading back and forth the title of Mankind, over the next 3 months, next 4 or 5 months, didn't make me think, oh, this is a main event guy, you know. Yeah. Not that it's, I don't want to say particularly his fault, because he did come across as a guy who would be. It's just his booking was going in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, the next pay-per-view they had after that was Rock Bottom in Your House.
Was it Rock Bottom in Your House?
Yeah, the December pay-per-view. And then I remember the promo, The Rock cutting at the beginning of Rock Bottom in Your House, saying this will be the first of many pay-per-views with The Rock's name, like Rock Solid, Rock and Roll or whatever it is. And he's like, actually, no, this is the only pay-per-view with your name on it. But hey,
he did get SmackDown when I said.
Oh yeah, he got a whole show.
Yeah.
But yeah, but this entire title reign, he basically lost. He lost this match against Mankind, except that he didn't lose it. He didn't lose the title. Let me put that.
No.
So he faded out from the Mandible Claw.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Vince McMahon said that's not how you can't win the title. Mankind. The Rock did not tap out and he did not get pinned. Therefore, you do not win the title. It's like, what?
It's like, that makes no sense. But all right, sure. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, first it gets through to Mankind, but it doesn't make the Rock look any good.
Nah, but that's the whole point. At this point, really, is it trying to make him a super dastardly heel, isn't it? It's not really about making him look strong, whatever. It's just like.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I feel like yeah. I mean, later on, he's got the aura of being bulletproof. Yeah, he could take losses and everything like that. But just at this point, when you started holding the title, yeah, it's just like man's covered in grease. He can't hold on to that stuff.
Yeah.
But, anyways, then we get to I would say the New Year's version, Raw, kind of. It's not New Year though.
Yeah.
The first Raw of the New Year.
Yeah.
And this is where Mankind defeats Rock for the title.
Yep, with the help of many people.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe this is where Stone Cold hit the Rock with a chair.
Yep.
And they pulled Mankind on top of him.
Yeah.
And the DX come and help him celebrate and stuff. And I was like, okay, fair enough, yeah?
Yeah, because DX came out to help fight off the corporation. Yeah, and then Stone Cold comes in, hits a Rock with a chair. I remember watching this, not live, but the Friday after it happened, because we got Raw on Fridays.
Was this the one, by the way, where Tony Schiavone was saying...
Yep.
Yeah,
where he said the finish on Nitro, because Raw was pre-taped, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
And then it backfired completely because everyone just changed the channel.
Yeah, like, let's see this. Rather than Hulk Hogan doing whatever he does. Yeah.
The finger poke of doom.
Was that the same night?
Yeah, I think that was that night, yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is right, because it was Starrcade, and that's when Nash beat
Nash and the Taser and Scott Hall.
Beat Goldberg, and then yeah.
And then we get to the infamous Royal Rumble match where it was the I Quit match. What are your memories of watching this? Because that's I have not watched this match back, by the way.
I haven't watched it since a child. Yeah, it starts off as a decent match.
Yeah.
And then, with the knowledge of what concussions can do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
He just towards the end of it, just smacking so. Mick Foley gets handcuffed, and then The Rock's just smashing him across the head with a chair.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, between the two of them, they had to get Mankind to a particular point.
Yeah.
On the stage to do something.
Yeah.
And he didn't head there, so Rock was like, I can't just hang around and do nothing. I've got to hit him more. But it's like, oh man, there's other ways you could have just grabbed him and threw him and led him in that direction, then hit him for your second chair shot or something like that. But not like the amount of times that he ends up doing it.
Because apparently, reading on Wikipedia here, it was like he hit him in the steel chair 11 times instead of the scripted 5 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
5's already too much. You know?
Well, yeah. Actually, no. I would say yes. No, I agree, but that depends on where you're hitting as well. Straight on the head is kind of. I wouldn't upper shoulders when you're behind them, so it looks like you're hitting the head. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, I wouldn't be taking 5 shots to the head straight up.
Especially with your hands tied, like handcuffed behind your back.
Yeah.
No, that's just.
Yeah. Did you watch Beyond the Mat?
Yes.
And Mick Foley's kids and wife were in the front row when this was happening. I was like, wow, that's kind of.
No.
And I think that she picked up her children and kind of and had to turn them away and left.
Yeah.
She was distraught.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if they both agreed to it, I still I don't know.
I would say, knowing that my kids were in the front row, I'd be like, we're gonna have to curtail the amount of chair shots, right? Because you can't do that in front of my kids. Like, no. My kids are gonna get traumatized or whatever, you know. I'm gonna have to be aware of them.
Yeah.
But then, yeah.
Especially they're young. If there was teenagers in their mid-teens or whatever, and okay, you can kind of explain to me.
Yeah, as long as you can clue them up to kayfabe.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But
even then, I'd be like, you hit in the safe areas.
Yeah.
Because you didn't need to. Yes, you need to knock him out at the end for the very creative, by the way, where they recorded Mankind cutting a promo before saying, the Rock would be screaming the words "I quit," and then you had, and I think that was on Heat, and then Shane McMahon goes, "Thank you, Mick," and then dun question mark, what was that thank you for?
Yeah.
And where Mankind's completely knocked out on the stage here, and the Rock's asking him, "Do you quit, jabroni?" And he goes, "I quit," even though if he's KO'd like that. Even if he's
saying that,
in fact, it's, how did he sing with so much oomph, right?
Yeah,
he should be just rumbling it. But that's what made it more like, huh?
Yeah. He's obviously quote unquote unconscious. How's he?
And they've used it since many a time, right?
Yeah.
But the first time they used it was really good.
I know a couple of times they used it and it didn't work. Like, wait, what? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was quite creative on this one, I have to say. I will also say at this point as well, Rock was having his surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, he had the surgery?
He had like a cancerous growth on his pectoral or something. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I like how they worked it because The Rock was wearing the overall the 2-stripe Adidas thingamajig.
Yeah.
And the way they worked it into there, so you couldn't see The Rock's surgery scars, was basically The Rock doesn't want this the stains of this jabroni Mankind touching his body, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I diseased maniac, whatever you want to call him. So I'm wearing this, cut overalls to cover up. I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then I think it's kind of like established the hardcore matches where people just basically wear like their clothes.
Yeah. So then The Rock win the title back there, and then they had an empty arena match. And Mankind pinned The Rock with a forklift there.
Yeah, Yeah, the
Halftime heat, right?
Yeah, halftime heat. Yeah.
During the Super Bowl. So fair enough, right? But what was funny, one clip where I believe the full clip is coming down, and Rock's looking up, and somehow the cameraman, right?
Yeah.
And so this thing's coming towards the camera zooming to the Rock's face. And then you see the full clip coming down as though the camera is where the Rock's eyes are. It's like, wait a minute, what?
I was thinking about this other day. It's like, wait. That makes no sense. So,
yeah.
The pallet or the forklift have a camera on it, but then this is in the 90s. I don't think that technology existed.
I mean, how'd you get a forklift vision? You know?
Yeah. That made no sense. But,
yeah, but using the forklift to pin the Rock also was creative, I have to say. So as much as I don't like the frequent title changes, I'm like the way the title changes were is like actually, you are on point with your ideas around this time.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Yeah. Okay. Then there was that last man standing match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which I have to say, this is February 14th, of course. I don't remember this much.
If I'm honest with you,
because what I do remember from St. Valentine's Day Massacre was Vince McMahon and Steve Austin in the Hell in the Cell, in the steel cage match.
Yeah, the debut of the Big Show. Well, Paul White, sorry. Yeah.
But what it is like Vince got just beat up through the entire match, and then he's bleeding like a stuck pig, and Austin's about to climb out. Vince McMahon is like, nah, double fingers. No, one finger first time around. Then Austin comes back, beats him some more. Vince goes to leave. Vince gives him the double fingers, and Austin goes and turns back and beats him up some more.
Yeah.
And then Austin wins by getting thrown at the cage by the Big Show, the Big Nasty at that point, Big Nasty Paul White, and the referee unlatched the bottom of the cage so that it can swing open so Austin can get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not meant to see that bit, obviously. It's a bit of a timing thing, because I think it just was on camera. I think they waited a bit too close where Austin was getting thrown at the metal squares at that point.
Yeah.
They should have done it a little bit before, so the referee was out of the way and the camera couldn't catch him doing it.
Yeah, because it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, if you're watching out for it, you just see the unlatch. Whereas, I suppose you could have the referee just unlatch it and then hold on to it to make sure it doesn't swing open until that point.
Yeah.
But even then, maybe the camera shouldn't have been a bit too far in that direction.
Yeah.
Anyways, regardless,
it's still...
yeah. And then The Rock beat Mankind on the next Raw in a ladder match after Big Show interfered. So then, Rock's heading into WrestleMania against Steve Austin, a 3-time champion, within a matter of 5 months. Whereas Austin is a 2-time champion.
In 2 years.
Well, no, it was over 6 months or something like that, right?
Wait, yeah, so WrestleMania to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Was this
then he lost it?
Yeah,
he lost it. He lost the title to Kane for one day and then won it back, which was like pointless. But
yeah, buyer's remorse. Yeah.
No. I'm saying like not that Kane did deserve to win the title at that time but it's just like.
But yeah, they realized.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so as I was saying, that's why I say it's like buyer's remorse. Like you could just follow the...
Because they knew where they were heading, and Kane didn't have any part of their plans. No. Apparently,
they was like, then why do it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those situations again what they kind of did with the Fiend that when he came back. It's like, okay, Kane was on like a streak at that point. And it's like, oh, okay, we got kind of thrust him to the main event, but we don't really have any plans for it. But we've kind of written ourselves into this corner.
Yeah, and then the other problem is, of course, you de-power him through this from his debut to that point.
Yep.
And Steve Austin being such on a hot streak, how likely he was going to lose?
Yeah.
And then they said, And then Kane said, "I'll set myself on fire if I lose." And I was like, "Well, first of all, Kane, you're covered in a red suit, so I don't even know how, and the mask, so I don't even know how anyone's going to know when you bleed anyways, right?
Yeah.
But the fact is, you're going to set yourself on fire if you lose. Nah, you ain't going to lose, mate."
It's weird.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yes.
WrestleMania 15. The first of the Rock versus Steve Austin trilogy WrestleMania matches.
Yep.
And I believe this is the one where Rock bombs him during the beginning of the match somewhere. And he overall... So instead of making Austin kick out properly, because they, it's the beginning of the match, which I suppose, you can kick out of a finisher if you're the main event level of Steve Austin and you get hit with a finisher at the beginning of the match. You can kick out of it. It's all right. John Cena got hit with F5 at the beginning of the Brock match and he kicked out of it.
Yeah.
To be fair, he was groggy through the entire rest of the match, right? Yeah. But that's how you could play it. Anyways, Rock bombed Austin, hooked his leg for the pin and basically overrolled him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Austin kind of kicked out, but then really, he was at the very edge of the, almost rolled over on his shoulders off the ground, off the mat anyways at that point. So I don't know how much of it was a kick out and how much of it was just the Rock's momentum, right? Turning Steve Austin. But I think they wanted to protect him and they didn't want to nullify the Rock bomb at that point.
Yeah.
But when you go later on in their matches, then they're kicking out of each other's finishers. All right,
Yep. What gave
but yeah,
Ring of Honor,
Steve Austin beats The Rock after a month title reign.
Yeah. But that's all right.
And then the following, they had a rematch at Backlash, which, by the way, just seemed to me cement how above The Rock Steve Austin was at this point. As far as the babyface to the set. I wouldn't say necessarily at this point the second most popular guy, but the nearest competition.
Yeah, what makes you say that?
Even though he was a heel.
Yeah.
Now I do remember this part of this match because Rock had Steve Austin on the table, and then he grabbed the camera off the cameraman.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Look at the millions and millions of all these jabronis in this arena, blah, blah, blah." He's cutting a promo, holding the camcorder.
Yeah.
Right? And he has to turn to Steve Austin, and the camera gets double fingers.
Yep.
And then there's Stone Cold Stunner. So the camera drops, to take the stunner as well. I'm like, okay, I can get this, right? The Rock's basically first-person perspective, because he's got a camcorder with him. But the empty arena match version of this did not, it's like, they didn't think about that logic.
Nope. No logic. Oh, I gotta love it.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, I don't see The Rock as competition to Steve Austin at this point because he's just been beat down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then they got his own show, so hey.
Yeah, the SmackDown Hotel. What's that name?
Yeah. So he I think the corporate ministry turned on The Rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because didn't the ministry turn on him first, and then the corporate ministry became a thing?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I mean, yeah. They turned on The Rock. Well, they blamed The Rock, and then The Rock's like, "Nah, I ain't a jabroni. You're a jabroni."
Yeah.
And then they turned on him. Yeah.
I don't like being called jabronis. And
then he got his proper face turn at that point.
Yeah. And then I remember when him and The Rock and Stone Cold got, I think, thrown off the stage, and The Rock, quote unquote, broke his arm, and his arm was in a cast for a bit. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. Actually, we skipped over something. When The Rock threw Steve Austin off the bridge, Steve Austin threw the Rock's Intercontinental title off the bridge. So payback about 6 months later, where The Rock had Stone Cold's Smoking Skull title, threw off the taunted Austin to come and get it. Right? I think he threw off the bridge.
Yeah.
No. he threw Austin over the ledge, right?
Yeah.
And then he punched him off the bridge.
Yeah,
And then
'cause somehow he
Austin's
was still
stuntman
hanging
fell
on.
into the water.
Yeah.
And then The Rock said, "Take your jabroni title with you," and he throws the Smoking Skull title into the water as well.
Yeah.
And then Austin does not drown. He actually comes back.
Yeah.
The very next Raw, where he essentially no sells, whatever,
Yeah, he knows that was like having pneumonia and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you do.
It'd be hilarious, by the way. I don't know if you remember it on Nitro. I think Sting got a bloodbath from Vampiro.
Yeah.
And I think the very next night on Thunder, he came in his blood-bathed attire.
Oh, no, it was... No. Thunder was on the Thursday.
Oh.
So for some reason, for 3 days, he was just in his blood-soaked attire. He never
and the other incident I remember is Braun Strowman got thrown into a trash compactor or something like that.
Yep.
And then the next week on Raw, it reverses back into the arena and he comes out of it.
Yeah, that was awesome, though.
Yeah, but it's just like, wait a minute, what are you doing for the past?
Was he just chilling there for that long amount of time?
Yeah. It would have been hilarious to me if Steve Austin came out the next Raw and he's got waterlogged clothes.
Well, he came out frozen.
Yeah, he's just like, wait a minute.
And then he breaks free. And
Yeah, exactly. Or at the beginning of that Raw, you see Steve Austin climbing out of the water, and then he's like, furious in the face, just stalking his way to Raw to go and beat up the Rock.
They should have done.
Oh. But yeah, so you're saying, he turned face. He's turned face. And, I think this is around, 99, yeah?
Yep.
Because the only thing I remember is, I believe The Rock, was he feuding with DX? Because I know he had a couple of matches with Triple H. And then he was going to the Billy Gunn feud.
Because at this point, DX was kind of like, not a thing anymore. Because remember, Triple H was a part of the corporate ministry.
Yeah. Then my head logic I'm trying to work out is, how did Rock end up feuding with Billy Gunn?
Billy Gunn was on his own at this point, and it was because I think Billy Gunn just won. He won King of the Ring.
Yeah,
and then it was kind of trying to push him as a solo guy. Yeah, didn't go well for Billy, but yeah.
So for some reason they decided to have a kiss my ass match.
Yeah,
right, and. Yeah, Rock basically destroyed Billy Gunn on the mic.
Yep.
And at this point, Billy Gunn's gimmick. Can you explain to me what it is? He
wasn't no longer the badass Billy Gunn. He was Mr. Ass. I didn't really understand what it did. Was it? I don't know. It never really made any sense.
Yeah.
All I understand. I don't know what that means.
All I understand is that he is obsessed with
asses.
Yep, and he had the Assman theme song.
Yeah, which was awesome, but
that
makes no sense. But yeah,
Now, the person who sung it, by the way, double thumbs up to him, right? Yeah. Congratulations to him. Clap, all the cheers and everything, because he sung it seriously.
Yeah.
He sung it like with enough oomph where you're like, yeah, I get it. He's not joking about.
Right.
He's putting himself like heart and soul into it to make it sound good and deliver it as serious as possible, even though he knows it's a pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I can't remember what order these promos are in, but I do believe that there were Billy Gunn, for some reason feuding with The Rock because of his ass. I don't know if The Rock's ass or Billy Gunn's ass in particular, right? But he showed he did he was there's a segment that he did where he was like, "Look at this ass," like his, right?
Oh wait, yep, okay, I kind of remember now. So
go
on. The Rock before that had a number one contenders match at Fully Loaded with Triple H.
Yeah.
Who was part of the Ministry Corporation, whatever. And then for some reason Billy Gunn interfered. And then that's why their beef started. But
as to why Billy Gunn interfered. Well, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Half the time when people interfere in other people's matches, it's just to set up the next feud, but there's no logic to it.
No.
Because they had the match with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns where Braun Strowman interfered.
Yeah.
And then you didn't find out why Braun Strowman interfered until after the match finished.
Yeah.
Like, the next Raw.
Yeah.
So, there's just like, all right.
Because there's no connection. Like, the only connection would have been if DX was still a thing. That would make sense. But
that's why I was trying to track it. But I was like, I can't get on it. I can't get on board with this. No. I don't know what is, where,
Unless Billy Gunn was trying to make a name for himself. But
but that's different from what they are actually feuding with, because, like I said, he was kind of promo about how his ass is whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you do squats and deadlifts, and fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But then he was like, and this is what the Rock's ass looks like, or something like that, right? And takes he points to Titantron. Now, the version I watched got edited, so you never saw what was on the Titantron, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, I remember this because I was like, what are they feuding over exactly? Because one man thinks his ass looks better than another man's ass.
Yeah. It's the 90s. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Something in the feud.
And then they had the poor fuller figured lady.
Yeah.
That they used. I was like, oh, wow. Made fun of because The Rock is going to do that.
Yeah. He has something against larger people.
Yep. Yeah. And now I get that as a means to the end as far as the match goes, right? But we'll get that in a second, because you got to reiterate. Oh, and you don't need to reiterate word for word. The Billy Gunn's prayer to God.
Oh, yeah. Oh gosh, that was a career killing promo.
Yeah.
Hey God, it's me, Billy. That's.
So Billy Gunn. The Rock cuts a promo about how Billy Gunn wishes he was the greatest of Rock and all sorts of other things.
The promo is basically saying that Billy Gunn wants to be somebody, but he'll never be anybody.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, that you shouldn't do that.
And then he prays to God. My name's dear God, please God, my name is Billy. Please make me like The Rock or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, God says, well, Bob. And he goes, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what
your name is. You're like, oh, God.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what? Even worse than a squash match, this promo was a killer.
Yeah.
As entertaining as it was, by the way. And we never saw Billy Gunn at the rank of The Rock to begin with.
No.
Yeah.
And if this was like a way to try and get him into that, it didn't work.
Yeah. And I was saying to the people I hang around at that point, I was like, but this makes no sense. Why would you pay, we were getting it free on TV at this point, right?
Yeah.
Sky. But why would you pay money to see Rock versus Billy Gunn when Billy Gunn will never win it,
Yeah.
And they were like to me, one guy was like to me, well, you're paid to see him get beat up. I'm like, all right. Fair enough. I was like, I understand that logic, right? But Billy Gunn's not despicable enough for me to want to pay to get him beat up.
No.
And Billy Gunn is not like a credible threat enough to make me think I want to cheer The Rock to beat him.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah. I don't know what they were doing with Billy Gunn, but whatever, right?
Yeah. It didn't make any sense.
Obviously, the Rock would win this match against Billy Gunn, the Kiss My Ass match, because Rock ain't going to do anything humiliating. No. Now, the larger lady, whoever lost the match would have to kiss her ass. And I think the Rock knocked out Billy Gunn and just shoved her right into, like a Rikishi face. What's it called?
Stink face.
Yeah. I was like, well, first of all, good on you, Billy, for actually going through with it.
Yeah.
They must have paid you money,
Yeah.
But it didn't hurt Billy to lose that match.
Or
Or go through the next stage of it, which was, Billy Gunn has done some wacky stuff in his career.
Yeah, he has.
And he's come out of it still fine.
Yeah, 60 and still going,
Yeah, and so, it's like one of those things that happened that you're like, shrug Billy Gunn's career,
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think we should have a look at back at Billy Gunn's career as well.
Yeah, we should. Because I'm going to say, personally, his worst moment in his career was when he was in TNA. That's the worst part of his career.
You mean when he was the Outlaw, or when he was
when he was Kip James, when he was part of VMK, when he was part of the Beautiful People, all that stuff is terrible.
Terrible. Hey, but let me point out, it's actually in line with Billy Gunn's career.
Yeah.
So, it's not that I would expect him to go into terrible stuff.
No.
But I'm not surprised of his the way that he's been led through.
Yeah. True. There's correlation there. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So after that, where not even the Rock could get Billy Gunn over. But then again, when you're the level of the Rock and you got someone the level of Billy Gunn, how are you even trying to get Billy Gunn over? You can't. Even if Billy Gunn beats him, Rock clean.
Yeah.
Billy Gunn would still not get over. Not because the Rock would destroy him in the mic, but because people be like, "No, I don't buy it."
Yeah, he's
just like Jinder Mahal.
He's been like a perpetual tag team champion, and then and not organically either. Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah,
not great.
Yeah. And I do remember Rock had a Brahma bull rope match.
Yeah. Once and only, never saw that again. But
yeah. Who was that with though?
That was with. Wait 1 second.
Yeah, because I can't. I know that because it's the Brahma bull and Brahma bull rope, and it all made sense, right? But I just can't remember who the matches were with.
Okay, apparently, I don't think it was shown because it says here it's been twice in Texas. One was against Triple H, and one was against Al Snow. That's so random. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now is this when Al Snow? Okay, is this when Al Snow was feuding with The Rock because The Rock was Mankind's friend but treating him really badly, and Al Snow was actually Mankind's friend?
Yes, this is around then. Yeah. I remember this now.
Now, now I get it. By the way, with The Rock's character, he like Steve Austin. He ain't friends with anybody, right? He'll do what he needs to do.
Yeah, he's out for number one.
Yeah. So, yeah. And they kind of made Mankind a bit more of a sympathetic character because it's like the way they portray him and then the way they portray The Rock is just like a massive difference. So like it's the nerd and the jock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Except that The Rock is way worse than any jock.
Yeah, he's just a
levels
dick,
beyond that, right?
But yeah, he's the people's dick. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rock and Stock connection was happening here at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they do you remember I remember there were segments like Rock, This Is Your Life.
Yeah.
And then he just blazed everyone. I think they had the school teacher there, his coach, and his first high school girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he was just blazing them all.
Yeah.
So,
well, okay, that's great.
Yeah, but this is The Rock we're talking about, so he blazed everyone.
Yeah, that's his stick. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. So Rock and Mankind winning and losing the titles as quickly as Rock's winning his own individual world titles. So
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, well, hey, I think at this point in WWE, WWF, title changes will happen very frequently anyways. Like the Intercontinental title changed every month, every couple of weeks as well.
But like, at least it wasn't as bad as when WCW would title change like every day. But yeah.
Yeah, I think the ratings war was getting a bit to them, and they thought, okay, well, if we make ourselves unpredictable, then we'll get more eyes on the product. And I think, well, yes and no, because then you do stuff like this without thinking forward.
Yeah.
And it devalues then your titles because all you're doing is
throwing it over here, throwing it over there. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And they wonder why people are like, why, you know, what this thing is not as prestigious as it once was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so Royal Rumble 2000 was the next time something significant happened, I believe.
Yes.
This is where The Rock and Mankind, The Rock and Big Show were the last two people in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And I think Big Show had The Rock in a running power slam position. Went to throw him over the top rope. Rock held on, and Big Show he pulled the rope as he was coming down, so Big Show then fell out of the ring, and Rock then rolled back in the ring.
Yeah.
So Rock won the Royal Rumble, except the Big Show on Raw or something like that was saying basically both Rock's feet touched the
ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Therefore, I should be the Royal Rumble winner.
You're like, kind of right, but it's like,
yeah,
kind of.
Like, all right, well, yeah, and I think I don't know if the Rockers' feet was meant to touch the floor or not, because the way they were going to their WrestleMania 2000 with a man in every corner, it would have been, if say the Rock's feet didn't touch the ground, how would Big Show get in that match? So,
but I think the plan wasn't. I think the plan wasn't a McMahon in every corner, but because they botched that ending, and people noticed they botched it, they kind of had to write the whole. Well, Big Show, you're kind of right. You did win.
Yeah, but you think the initial plan was just a triple threat match with The Rock, Mankind, and Triple H?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know. I think it might have just been The Rock. No, I think it might have been Rock Triple H, because I remember hearing something that Mick Foley was legit retired and they kind of talked him into doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to backtrack a little bit because no. We skipped to the Royal Rumble, or the WrestleMania, but no, we have to cover the Royal Rumble when Cactus Jack got beaten by Triple H. Yeah. Where he got a pedigree towards the end of the match.
Yeah.
And he legit kicked out of it. And Triple H being shocked because he don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then Mick Foley's like, pedigree me on the pins, on the thumbtacks.
Triple H like, I don't want to do this, but okay, sure.
Yeah. Lucky you're wearing knee pads, Triple H.
Because gosh. Yeah. I remember this match because even though I shouldn't be doing this, none of us should have. We was allowed to watch this in history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we brought. I remember I was talking to our history teacher about it, and they were a fan of wrestling.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. We come into the history, and she goes, did you watch Royal Rumble? Like, yeah. Because did any of you tape it? Like, yeah. Okay, we'll watch it on. Well, I can't remember what day it was. So yeah, we brought it in, and we secretly watched it for the week.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, but I think Mankind kicked out of the first pedigree to make Triple H look better for the second pedigree, to make him look like, here's the game, we just murder people to get what he wants, right?
Yeah.
Which made sense.
Yeah, which helped his character when you think about it now.
Yeah. I was like, actually, you know what? Him kicking out, making that judgment call right there.
Yeah.
Made Triple H look better in the long run.
Yeah.
Even though Triple H was like probably seething, like, why is it the end of the match? This here, what's he doing?
He's probably
trying to make me look bad and kicking out my finish.
I don't think that's like, I want to get in trouble again. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I think for Mick Foley, he's like, well, I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah, I'm halfway out the door anyway. So,
so this ain't gonna harm me.
No.
Actually, no. Was that? So wait, which was his? So he also had the cage match with Triple H, right?
Did he?
Wait, what did they do in February?
I keep thinking Armageddon Hell in a Cell, but I think that's next year.
No,
That's the 6-man one.
because
That was next year because Stone Cold was there.
Yeah, so they had the Royal Rumble no holds barred match or whatever it was, right? And then they had a rematch, probably for Mick Foley's career. At No Way Out, which was the next month.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
because the Hell in a Cell was Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
and then yeah. Then they had that, and that's where he lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's when he wrestled as Mick Foley rather than Cactus Jack or any of them, innit?
No, I think he was he because I think he wrestled as I think he went to WrestleMania as Mick Foley.
Yeah, because I think his last match he was Mick Foley as well. And
No. Wait, he was Cactus Jack at WrestleMania because
he was Cactus Jack at Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Because Triple H sold it, right?
Yeah.
Because so yes, Mankind getting beat up, blah blah blah, getting bullied by everybody. He goes, yeah, but Triple H, you beat me so bad I can't compete at the Royal Rumble. But I got a substitute. I got someone you know very well. And then he starts taking off his mask and stuff like that, and he's putting off his shirt, and he's got the Cactus Jack, and he's like, bang, bang. And Triple H in the ring, just selling it with his body and facial expressions, like, you know, like, no, it can't be. It can't be.
No, we thought we killed you.
Yeah.
But I live on in this arm. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was,
It's a Hell in a Cell. At against Cactus Jack, that if Cactus Jack lost, he would be retired from wrestling.
Oh, so that was the one that was at No Way Out.
No Way Out, yeah.
And it was a street fight at Royal Rumble, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because I do remember that Mick Foley's career was definitely on the line during one of those two matches, but it was, and I was like, wait a minute, my timelines have. There's a promo he cuts, right, where he says certain things, and you're like, oh, wait, so that must mean this took place at this time. So, Mick Foley loses that match, and he's supposed to be retired, yeah?
Yeah.
I think he was saying, he kind of promo beforehand saying, basically, if I lose this match, I'm a man of my word. I ain't going to be like those other people where they retire, they lose their match, they retire for 6 weeks, and they come back, right?
That's a little jab at, what's his face, isn't it, when you think about it? Terry Funk.
Oh, I was going to also say Kevin Nash, right?
Oh, was Nash retired at this point? Oh,
no. I think Nash had a career match against Hulk Hogan.
Oh, but
and then he lost the match, and then he's still getting paid big money because he's Kevin Nash, yeah. And then he asked for it to be turned over because he wanted to wrestle again. It's like, all right, well, why book yourself in a retire?
Yeah, why book yourself into that corner? All right,
yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Anyways, so. Mick Foley, I think they started doing the McMahon in every corner thing, and Linda McMahon was by the side. So Triple H was with Stephanie. Vince was with The Rock.
Yeah.
Shane was with Big Show.
Yep.
And so Linda McMahon had a special guest entrant into this 4-way match at WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah.
And it was Mick Foley. And then Mick Foley says, yeah, so... when I said I was not going to be like those guys that return in 6 weeks' time, I'm a man of my word. I returned in 4. I was like, all right.
Okay. He's kind of right, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so then, 4-way elimination match, which was pretty good actually.
Yeah, it was.
Big Show obviously eliminates first, then Mankind, then it was The Rock getting eliminated by Triple H.
Yeah.
After interference as well. And I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know if it'd be better to have Mankind be one of the last two because then it's definitive end to his career. But that I guess it didn't matter in the long run.
No, because he came back anyway. But yeah.
yeah. Sporadically and every so often. To put other people over.
Yeah.
But yes, the first time a heel was walked out of WrestleMania as the champion.
Yeah.
Only to lose it in the next pay-per-view, I believe, against The Rock.
Yeah, it was that what was it? Yeah, Backlash. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when he wins his 4th WWF Championship. Okay.
Which he then loses the next couple of months later. Because
it was Triple H again in the Iron Man match, and then Shawn Michaels is the referee, and he super kicks him at the end. Yeah.
So Judgment Day, and what? No. You're misremembering something.
Am I?
Yeah, because, and this is why people remember it. This is when Undertaker came back as the American Badass.
Yeah.
And I think something was meant to happen, but the Undertaker mistimed it. Like he took too long. For the tombstone he was setting up, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So there was a miscommunication somewhere, and I think, I don't know if The Rock was meant to win or something like that, but maybe they hit the timer or something like that.
No, I don't think that was meant to win because Undertaker comes out at the end of the match. Because I remember the corporation on the ring going, not a corporation, but whatever, McMahon administration, whatever they were. And then that's when he goes, he's here, and all that stuff. And he chokeslams Shane from the turnbuckle to the announce table, which was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And he keeps
but H. I can't. I know something went off. There was some miscommunication of something like that, and I can't remember exactly what it was. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah. Then the Triple H end up winning that match.
Yeah.
Only then for Rock to win the title back the very next month.
Oh yeah, King of the Ring. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow,
But it kind of made no sense because it was a 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it made no sense. Like so.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, and he pinned Vince, I believe, right?
Yeah. I've never understood those sort of matches anyway. Like, it's a multi-man tag match, but the person who gets the pin becomes the champion. Like that. Wouldn't you just screw over the person on your team then if you're gonna be champion? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make.
Yeah. Isn't that when Jay Leno on? Who won the title? Isn't that how David Arquette won the title?
No, it was a triple threat match. I think. No, you're right. It was a tag team match. Yeah. It was him. It was Arquette, DDP versus Jarrett and Vince Russo, I want to say.
Yeah.
Or someone. Yeah. He accidentally fell on. Yeah.
Well, you know how it is. Yeah.
Wrestling,
Yes, exactly. But yes, Rock was Rock and Triple H just trading titles, but I will say it did help them both get over.
Yeah.
And at this point, he can lose matches, he can win matches, whatever, right?
Yeah.
He'll still get himself over just because of pure mic work and charisma.
Yeah.
And I think even though he's doing athletic stuff, he doesn't need to. No. He could just go by like he could work half the rate he actually does.
Yeah.
Because he's got the crowd behind him, and he knows how to lure them into where he needs.
Yeah. Oh, The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after this is where he had a title match against Christopher Benoit at Fully Loaded, and Shane was Benoit's manager, which was really weird.
Oh, okay, hold on. Now, do you remember the promo they did before this?
No.
So this was one of the triple main events that was on this Fully Loaded card.
Oh, okay.
The first one somehow was Kurt Angle versus Undertaker, and Kurt Angle wasn't the Kurt Angle at that point.
He was still weird Kurt Angle.
But yeah. So you were just paying to watch him get beat up, and he was. I don't think he had the credibility of being able to beat the Undertaker. Not like on his career where he could have the credibility to beat anyone, right? And then it was the Triple H and Jericho Last Man Standing match as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, then this match at the very end of it as well, which kind of as a follow up to the Last Man Standing match was actually pretty fine.
Yeah, Even though The Rock was disqualified, but yeah.
Yes.
No, if he was,
yeah,
if he was to be stipulation, if he was to be disqualified, he would lose the title. Like, okay.
Yeah. I think the other thing is as well, during the promos they were playing at the beginning of this, why Chris Benoit and Shane McMahon were teaming up, and for some reason they decided to play the audio segment of Shane McMahon saying Chris Benoit and I are just friends. It's like, wait, what? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by
that's
that?
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's why I remember it. It's like, where were you going with that?
Yeah. Explain, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there something that we're all missing? Like, it's weird. Oh.
But like as you say, how did Rock get disqualified on that?
No, if The Rock was to get disqualified, that was stipulation.
But he did get disqualified, not for something he done though. I believe he got hit with the chair.
Yeah.
And then he picked up the chair afterwards or something like that, and then the referee saw him with the chair and disqualified him. And then gave Benoit the title.
Yeah.
And then as they were shuffling off, Shane McMahon and Chris Benoit, Mick Foley comes out and says, "No,
there was no." Yeah.
Like we didn't see disqualification. There was no disqualification. This match is to be continued. Referee, ring the damn bell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I think, yes, there was a disqualification, but The Rock didn't. The Rock got disqualified, but didn't cause a disqualification.
Yeah. If
you get that logic.
Yeah, it's 2000. It's 90s 2000 logic. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which during 90s 2000 WWE logic makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Makes it even worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wrestling.
So Rock successfully defending his title there. Yeah. Which, I think this is this is probably the lengthiest Rock title reign at this point.
Yes, it was.
I think he would have got okay, so I think he was meant to hold. It seems like the logic was have him hold the title until WrestleMania for his rematch with Stone Cold.
Hi guys, and I'm back. So this is where it splits into 3 parts. So I just thought I'd come in and tell you because it ends really weird. So this is the end of part 2, and next part we'll continue with later Rock going into when he became a part-timer in Hollywood Rock, and then when he came back to do Twice in a Lifetime with Mr. Jonathan Felix Cena. So hope you all will come back for that one, and don't forget to like our YouTube page. No, not like. That's Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube page. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like. If not, if you're listening to an audio realm, like on the podcasting audio stuff, don't forget to give us a 5-star review and follow us on Twitter. If you write a review, if I can find them, I'll read them out on the show. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and all that lovely, jubbly, awesome stuff. So until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.